At the moment when boiling water is poured into the purple clay teapot, the curled tea leaves slowly unfold in the water, and a refreshing aroma fills the air along with the curling steam. This magical leaf, born in the mountains and forests of southwest China, once traveled along the Silk Road and the Tea Horse Road, crossing deserts and rough seas, becoming a green bond connecting Eastern and Western civilizations. From the legend of Shennongxi encountering 72 poisons a day and being cured by tea, to Lu Yu's systematic explanation in the classic of tea, from the elegance of tea ordering in the Song dynasty to the zen of Japanese tea ceremony, tea has recorded mankind's eternal pursuit of tranquility and philosophy with its bitterness and aftertaste. The story of tea begins with an accidentally picked green leaf. In Menghai County, Yunnan Province, there are still ancient tea trees over 1,000 years old growing, and their thick branches still retain traces of picking by ancestors. It is said that in 2737 BC, when Shennongxi was boiling water in the wild, a few tea leaves accidentally fell into the pot, making the soup color yellowish-green and bright. After drinking it, he felt refreshed. This is the origin legend of tea. It was the ancestors in Bashu during the Qin and Han dynasties who really turned tea from a medicinal herb into a beverage. They boiled fresh leaves into a soup called tu, which later evolved into cha tea. The Tang dynasty was the golden age of tea. With the rise of the imperial examination system, literati and scholars found that tea could refresh their minds while studying hard. So tea parties became an important way for literati to communicate. Lu Yu spent 26 years writing the classic of tea, which systematically summarized the planting, production and drinking methods of tea from Chapter 1, Origin, to Chapter 10, Diagrams. This world's first monograph on tea elevated tea from a marketing beverage to a cultural symbol. The magic of tea lies in that the same plant can evolve into a wide variety of flavors. According to different production processes, tea can be divided into 6 categories, like a 6-colored rainbow. Green tea retains the most authentic taste of tea leaves. Westlake Longjing with its green color, rich fragrance, sweet taste, and beautiful shape. And Bill Watchin with its 1 tenderness and 3 freshness, all carry the freshness of spring. Black tea is fully fermented, with a bright red color. Keeman black tea has a Keeman fragrance like flowers and honey, while Assam black tea has a tropical richness. Oolong tea blue tea is a semi-fermented art, the orchid fragrance of tea guanyan and the rock. Rime of rock tea reach a delicate balance between bitterness and sweetness. White tea is the most simple existence. Feuding white tea is only dried in the sun, retaining the most original fragrance of tea leaves. Yellow tea forms a unique esquiter taste through the yellowing process. The wonderful spectacle of Junjin Yinjin rising and falling 3 times during brewing is like a water ballet. Dark tea precipitates over time. Pu'er tea becomes more fragrant as it ages, and Liu Bao tea has a unique betel nut fragrance. They are time travelers in tea, recording the taste of years. Each kind of tea has its soul origin. Wuyi rock tea cannot do without the juke stream water of the Dangxia landform. Fenghong Danghong benefits from the misty clouds of Fenghong Mountain, and Anji white tea is blessed by the temperature difference between day and night in Tianmu Mountain. As Lu Tinken, a tea connoisseur in the Qing dynasty, said, the nature of tea must be brought out by water. 80% tea, when met with 100% water, becomes 100% tea. The bond between tea and water and soil creates a unique, regional flavor. The way of drinking tea in China is both technology and philosophy. Literati in the Ming Dynasty abandoned compressed tea and switched to loose tea, creating the brewing method, that is, directly brewing tea leaves with boiling water. This simple and pure way is still mainstream today. Green tea needs to be brewed with 80°C warm water to avoid high temperature destroying the fresh taste. Black tea is suitable for boiling water to stimulate its mellow aroma. Oolong tea needs a purple clay pot, and the pores on the pot wall can absorb impurities, making the tea fragrance more pure. The choice of tea sets is also exquisite. Glass cups are suitable for appreciating the unfolding of green tea. White porcelain-covered bowls are convenient for tasting the aroma of oolong tea. And coarse pottery tea sets can set off the thickness of dark tea. The ancients said, "Tea has a true fragrance that cannot be compared with dragon musk." There is no burning incense or hanging paintings at tea parties, just to let the original taste of tea be the protagonist. This concept of purity, respect, harmony, and tranquility was later brought back to Japan by Japanese monks alternatively, and Aisai developing into the rigorous Japanese tea ceremony, which interprets the Zen meaning of Ichigo Aikai, once in a lifetime, in a cup of tea and a bowl of soup on the tatami. From literati's tea poems to people's tea proverbs, tea has integrated into every corner of life. In tea houses in the water towns of the Yangtze River Delta, the sanction of Pingtan artists interweaves with the chat of tea drinkers in the Kaohsiung area, the Kung Fu tea with the tea distribution. Techniques of Guangdong patrols the city and Hanshin points the soldiers is a ritual of family gatherings. In the north, big bowls of tea in coarse porcelain bowls carry the boldness of the market. Tea is like a silent confidant, awakening the sleeping soul in the morning, soothing the tired body and mind in the afternoon, and accompanying lonely thinking at night. The spread history of tea is a microcosm of world history. In the 8th century, tea was introduced to Japan with envoys to the Tang dynasty, becoming an aid for monks' practice. In the 17th century, the Dutch East India Company transported tea to Europe, setting off an afternoon tea trend among British nobles. Silver tea sets and three-tiered pastry stands became symbols of elegance in the Victorian era. In the 18th century, tea was brought to India and Sri Lanka, changing the local economic pattern. Today, tea has become the most consumed beverage in the world after water. In Morocco, mint tea is the highest etiquette for receiving guests. And 3 cups of tea carry the complex emotions of respect you, love you, hate you. In Turkey, people drink tea in small glass cups, and the sweetness of sugar neutralizes the bitterness of tea. In Britain, afternoon tea with scones and sandwiches is a moment of respite in a busy life. No matter where in the world, when people pick up a teacup, their yearning for tranquility is the same.